All right, we're going to try something dangerous. Cappy is going to try to share a screen. Cappy is also going to try to not run afoul of copyright rules. And I don't think I will, because the video I'm playing is from a channel called Men Need to Be Heard. I've tuned into him, and he's kind of like Thinking Ape, where he's very well scripted. He puts thought. I just talk. He writes a script. It's much more succinct and precise and polished. And he's doing a video reaction to this gal. And I don't like doing a video reaction, and I don't like doing a video reaction to a video reaction. But for the love of me, I could not find this woman's video to save my life. I even reached out to Dan. Dan is the guy who runs the channel, Men Need to Be Heard. And I have a link to his channel down below. Please subscribe to him. But I saw his video of doing this video 4 months ago. It was before I left the Northern Command. I even had that really cool communist thumbnail up. I designed it and never got around to doing it. And so I got back to the Southern Command. Got to the Northern Command, sorry. My directions are off. And I'm on the desktop. I'm like, oh, there's that thumbnail I put so much effort and time into. I got to do the video now. And so the best I could come up with, this is going to be somewhat jarring, is to just play through his entire video, which I'm not trying to plagiarize. I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but it's the only, I even emailed, I said, where is he? He's like, I don't know. Somebody sent it to him. If you guys have the original video, you know who this crazy lady is. And yes, she has the crazy blue eyes. Just, I do believe she's mentally ill. But Cappy, you can't tell that without saying, no, I just look at the eyes. No, I'm just going to look at the eyes. So I'm going to play it, hopefully, and interrupt and then make my additional points beyond his. And he will be in the video, and I might skip his editorial to get to focus on her. But so I apologize for this being jarring.
I have a would you rather question for the men.
Not another one. Not another one of these inane tests that women like to throw out there to pretend they're actually interested in hearing what men have to say, when in reality, they're nothing more than veiled attacks on men. Okay, let's play along.
Would you rather relinquish control over hoarding resources and also being able to decide how resources are distributed on planet Earth?
Oh, you mean Marxism?
Exactly. I like how she uses the word hoarding. Like, did I earn it? It's mine? Fuck off, lady.
But have an absolute abundance of affection, connection, intimacy, and sex.
Yep.
There. That's the main one. She's going to go on to say additionally stupid things. And Cappy, it's TikTok, da-da-da-da. I don't care. I'm increasingly believing there's more truth to these videos than not. The internet, and many of you have made this point beforehand, there was this social contract between men and women, but there was also, you didn't get to peer behind the closed doors, what women were gossiping about, what truly lurked within the hearts of women. And to imply that it's all prostitution, to imply that relationships are predominantly transactional, was an offense. It was an affront. How are you accusing her of being a healer? Are you accusing all those men of being Johns? And people would say, no. See, they got married. Oh, they signed a piece of paper. Oh, and instead of giving her cash for sex, he gives her a house, a ring, the food, the clothing, and the shelter. That's love. Barter is love, but cash payments, that's naughty. You should be ashamed. What's alimony? I always ask. What's the economic transaction of alimony? It's payment for sex received in the past. That's what it is. And just like there was a social contract, women kept the secret. They kept it hidden. Right? Cappy, you claiming them they're all no, I'm not. But it factored into all of their decisions. And this one just comes out right and says it. And I don't think girls realize what has happened now that you brag about it. Like, I don't need no. And now you got this person, theater or not, literally telling you, give us free shit and you'll get the sex. What the fuck is that? That's not prostitution. This is not transactional. And they know, look, guys, women know what men want. It took me about 5-6 years ago where I don't know what it was. I observed something. I'm like, a girl wanted to get a guy. I remember this much of it. And she decked herself out and looked real good. And I'm like, oh, well, look, she obviously likes that. I'm like, wait a minute. Beforehand, she was acting all coy and, oh, I'm just a little country bumpkin girl. She wasn't doing that. I can't remember it that much. But I realized, you know exactly what men want. You know how to turn on the spigot. You know how to turn on the hose. You know exactly what they want, but you don't deliver it. It's not a secret. And and this was, the internet had been out for a while, and many people had emailed. I think I even did a video about, like, women know what men want. They just refuse to provide it to you. And in part because they don't want to. And that's their choice again. But a lot of people in the comments section said, like, welcome to the party, pal. And it was kind of like, oh, wow, I'm not black pill enough, apparently. I'm naive. There are people they had this epiphany. But now you got the internet, and you girls come out right and say it. You come out right and say it. Now, I know it doesn't hold a candle to the whatever podcast or Fresh and Fit or Access Vegas, where it's all, inevitably, it's all about transactions. It's the same conversation I have with Democrats and leftists. At the end of the day, it's just, I want more free shit. That's it. There's every political discussion with the leftist is, at the end, I want free shit and don't want to work for it. That's it. But now, ladies, you got to understand, guys see this on the internet. They see, like, oh, do you want the carrot? Do you want the sexy poo? Socialism, which leads me to a question. Are we just going to give you if we give you, she's not even arguing for an individual man taking care of his wife. That's not it. She wants us to give the money to the government for the government to take care of them. So now we're even removed from that secondary transaction. It's not enough. No, we can't just give our wives someone that we would, commit to or marry to. That's too many rules. It's give us Marxism, give us socialism, and then we'll give you the sex. Like, and how are we guaranteed? You know what would happen, right? You give the government the power, and then you get a communist government. They always slouch. I mean, it's not theoretically, it's theoretically possible a communist government doesn't turn dictatorial, but they do because they got all the power. And then what is the government going to, hey, remember the treaty of 2027? The sexy, touchy emotion contract that if we voted in Marxism, then you give them the segs. They're not going to like, okay, you girls got to give them the segs now. No, they're going to be like, nah, here's a gulag for you. Too bad. No segs for you. No private property and no segs. And now you got someone just outright says it. And again, the question is, lady, do you know what you're saying? Right? Do you know? And now you're just being edgy. I mean, she's a cutish gal, but the crazy eyes leads me to believe she actually believes this horse shit. She actually believes this dumbass shit, which leads me to believe, okay, how many of you other girls actually believe this? It's how many of them would honor that contract, right? Already, if you don't want to have sex, get married. Hey, but now we're going to add, we'll give up all of our private rights to the government and then peen get touched. And here's the point, ladies. It don't matter if she's faking it or not. It's corroborating what we kind of already intuitively knew. Like, no, it couldn't be that. It couldn't just be the money in the transaction. It couldn't possibly be that. Well, here's Exhibit A. And whether or not, no, girls are like, oh my goodness, what would ever make you think that? Are you going to stop her? Do I see no, women want to totally become engineers and oil rig workers and work the hard job. We truly want to achieve true equality and parity with men in all manners and aspects. I don't see anyone saying no to this. If I could find the original video, how much would it be great to read through the comments section, which would have selection bias, I know. But to see how many, you go, girl, you tell them, like, what? And now that the cat's out of the bag, the guy's like, oh, we got to pay for it? Well, then I'll just pay for it. I'll rent it. I'm not giving up my house and my car to the state. not giving up my bank account with this. Again, you could maybe get guys, okay, marriage. A guy kind of was. People referred to the families like, well, it's a communist unit. Traditionally, the guy was the dictator and like, you're doing this, we have limited resources and I'll tell you what you have. And so it was very, very controlling, very communist, but that's kind of what you need a family for. If you're going to raise kids, you just can't run out and be feral. That's what government raised families are like, because they commit crime and they burn buildings down when they're raised by the government. But do you think, like, the girls kept the secret for quite some time? All right, don't tell them that we're after the money. But I'm not after him. Okay, Becky, you're rare. I know you might actually be after love. You might actually like your man. But the remaining 9 of us here, we need the bag, Becky. Don't you get in the way of us and our bag, Becky. Then we got to have sex with those evil oh, God, I don't oh, jeez. And you think I'm being pessimistic. You think I'm fucking being pessimistic. But man, all the sexless marriages and how the sex dries up after marriage. Don't tell me I'm pessimistic. Don't tell me. I got all the empirical evidence in the world. Don't tell me I'm cynical. I'm reporting facts. And then this dumb gal comes out and spills the whole beans, but she wants the communist government. It's not enough to have a guy buy for it. No, she needs communism. All right, we'll continue.
Yep, Marxism, or at least what it claims it's going to provide. Never delivers, but claims it's going to provide.
Or would you rather maintain the status quo of scarcity, competition, but like you are now, often be very touch and affection starved? And
see, give us free shit, and then we touch. Can I know? No one's going to say that. If you're all wondering, Cappy, she didn't say that. Give us all the material stuff we want, and then we touch peen. Well, no one has ever said that except for me just then, right? No girl's going to say it, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Do what we want, and then peen get touched. There's no more evidence in this particular case. At least this woman, just say you don't like sex, lady. Just say you don't like it. All right. There's this person especially. They're not capable of liking you for you and being selfless. True love is where you love the person more than you love yourself, and you do everything for them. And doing things for them makes them happy. I'll tell them. Do we have to talk about the girly cupcake store? Let's talk about the girly cupcake store one more time. The little nieces, who aren't so little anymore, but when they're little, and that was God supreme. There's the regular cupcake store, pastry store, that is closer to where Lucifer and Geronimo are. But then, far south of town, about a 25-mile drive away, 25 minutes, or maybe it's not there anymore, but there was a girly cupcake store. It's pink and red and flowers and rainbows and unicorns, and little girls love it, right? Now, Uncle Aaron does not really want, for my own selfish interests, the cupcake store, the pastry store in town is actually better than the girly cupcake store. There's still good cupcakes down the girly cupcake store, but they're not as good as the one in town. And Uncle Aaron doesn't want to drive 25 miles one way, 50 minutes round trip commute of his time to go to the girly cupcake store. Do the little nieces like the regular cupcake store? Yes, they like the regular cupcake store. But for 50 minutes of my time, and actually, you actually save a little money. The girly cupcake store is more affordable than the fancy cupcake store. But for 50 minutes of my time and whatever, $5 of gas, that little microscopic investment on my part, when I say girls want to go to the girly cupcake store, boom! And then they go and they're all excited and they get this in the girly cupcake. And then I'm like, the one guy in the girly cupcake store, totally out of place. And then get this, and then the lady, she's very nice. She'll bring them the cupcakes. It's all very, very girly and nice and polite and girly. That's because I love my nieces. I want to make them happy, even if it costs me this little bit amount. And there's no further proof as to how uninterested in you are, the majority of women are, where they could provide, including marriage, including those of you who are married, to stay in shape, maybe the occasional BJ, and a little cute little lingerie outfit, and have sex. Maybe they don't really want it, right? Maybe it's a pain in the ass to put this on. Da da da. We had a friend, a friend of mine and I had a female friend. And God bless her, she's a wonderful woman. He's like, could you imagine her putting on a French maid outfit? And her personality is very blunt but honest. I love her to death. And he's like, she'd come out like, okay, I'm wearing it. What? What now? If you know her, it'd be even more funny. And like laugh. I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't, okay, you stupid little bitches, we're here. Get your fucking cupcakes and let's go. No, I have to okay, like, whatever you want, sweethearts. Yes, you could get, well, I don't know if you can have 2 of them, but maybe we'll get one for home later, okay? And, we could sit here. Yeah, all right, go play the thing. Yeah, go ahead. That is a nice unicorn, yes. It makes me happy that they're happy. It's a minor investment. And this one's saying, pay me. They don't like you that much. And they don't like sex that much, though I think everyone kind of knows that now, especially you married men. Am I right? And you're giving it up, lady. You're letting people peek behind the curtain. You literally said it. Or is this going to be like seeking arrangement? I don't know what they're called anymore. Where if you guys want to see some brilliant writing, although maybe they've changed it in a couple of years, I last checked. Seeking arrangement went to just seeking, and they tried to rebrand as an empowering women's dating app where you met men who were going to commit and they were going to invest in you and pay you money. Beforehand, it was a lady of the evening site. That's what it was. But then they banned words like offers, price, things like that. And if you read through it, I should have saved that. Maybe it's on the searching archives. Seeking is a way to empower women to make the most of their life and meet men who are going to invest in da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, but the fundamentals is still the same, right? It's still the same, right? No, it's not. We're empowering women. No, that's a euphemism for years. That's a rental agreement. Anyway, the coat of paint they put on it, their desperation to say, no, it's matriarchy. You guys say it's matriarchy. This is fine, but it's not. That's not what it is, because they got to protect their egos. Yes, ladies, that's exactly what it is. If you advocate transactional, romantic, and sexual relationships, that is prostitution. Oh my God, he said it. I don't care if it's a wedding ring. I don't care if he buys you a house. I don't care if you took vows in front of God and you signed. If you're expecting material transactions of wealth in exchange for sex, and you have that contingent, well, you got to get me this and you got to give me that and free stuff, that is prostitution. That is not love. Love is, I want him to be happy. I'm going to make him a sandwich. It doesn't even have to be sex. I want to make him a sandwich and rub his feet. Oh my God, you never did. Like, you're a feminist, it's all, I guess it's got to be transactional for you gals too. Has a feminist ever been in love? I want to know that. Was there a guy you ever like, oh my God, I love him so much, I'll do anything for him? Or did your feminist sisters beat the crap out of you after you uttered that sentence? Hey, when I start seeing videos that are selfless, where I'm like, look, like if a woman were to tell my version of the girly cupcake story, where, look, I know men, you maybe don't want to but it just makes me so happy to make him happy. Where's that video? Where's that video? We got the prostitutional communist here. Or the communist prostitute, whatever you want to call it.
And very disconnected.
In other words, what actually happens when you embrace Marxism? Got it.
You might be like, this is an insane question.
Yeah, because it is, but go on.
Just so you know, Don does a real good middle-aged man, kind of exasperate, don't give a fuck. He's just like, girls are crazy. Like, okay, come on.
But it's actually not. I just described matriarchy versus patriarchy.
Oh, dear God. Now, that's some funny shit right there. Matriarchy versus patriarchy, huh? Okay, if you say so.
The foundational tenet of matriarchy.
What was the foundational tenet of matriarchy? Whine and complain and demand men give you free shit? I got it ready to go. On with Dr. Anwar Dunbar. Here, this, while you guys can't see, I'm with the World without men. Are you girls gonna like go work the oil rigs? Are you gonna go and reattach the 60,000 volt power lines when a tornado comes through at 3 a.m.? Are you girls gonna do that? You boys do all the work, and then we touchy peen once a month. You get your allotment. Right. There was rationing in the Soviet Union, right? You had rations. We'll ration out the peen touching. But why? Really, the foundational? Oh, she's an expert on. Why can't I find this woman if she's an expert on matriarchy theory, which isn't a thing? It's just bullshit. Why can't I find this person?
Is making sure that everyone's needs are met.
No, it's not. The very definition of a matriarchy is a social system in which the positions of dominance and privilege are held by women. That is the textbook definition.
I'd have to agree with him there. I will have to agree with him there. The equal distribution, lady, it's genderless. Where everyone's needs are met. Well, yeah, that was called capitalism, and not everyone's needs are going to be met in capitalism. A higher percentage will be. Right? That's the best system we've had, empirically speaking. Sorry, I'm sorry you're not educated about historical economics. Not the one I'm talking about. You communism could kind of work. No. Communism fails. That's like the worst economy to meet the needs of the most. But yeah, no, everyone's needs have never been met. Never. That's never happened. The best you ever had was capitalism. End of discussion. I'm done with this arguing. You guys living in Marxist, microscopic environments and Democrat shitholes where everything's free. Oh my God, why is the water bad?
Not that the needs of everyone are going to be met, but nice try.
There's a much higher level of social cohesion. Matriarchies are much more sexual and affectionate.
No. Where's that? Where's the history? Was there the tribe of Amazonian girls having sex somewhere? Where's Snoo Snoo? Where's the Futurama episode of Snoo Snoo?
Cultures.
I know, right? I mean, can you actually believe that they believe this stuff? They truly are in a world of their own. Oh, hi. Well, I beg to differ since we pretty much are living in a matriarchy right now. Oh, you don't want to admit that, but that is the reality. Women control everything, including the narrative. And all I'm going to say is, how's it working out for you? How is society truly doing right now?
Making my points for me. I got to pause it because I don't want to get the copyright and all this other stuff.
Well, let's take a look. It's crumbling apart. It's more divisive than ever. Birth rates, marriageism, relationships between men and women independent. But okay.
Our closest genetic relative, the species most like human beings on planet Earth, which is bonobo apes.
Apes. I mean, the bonobo apes, where that superpower, that global dominant economics is right next to Wakanda, right? The bonobos, they make all of our aircraft carriers, right? Isn't that the dominant global economic superpower that probably flings poo at one another? The bonobo apes. They don't even have houses. What are you going to do without the SUVs?
Is a fabulous example of this.
Oh, dear God.
He's exhausted too.
Reaches they'll go to. Humans are not bonobo apes. Yes, we might share some of the same DNA, but guess what? We also share some of the same DNA as an amoeba. How about we stick to apples comparisons and not apples to whatever fits your narrative comparisons? How about we compare actual human matriarchies, and they do exist, with the other side of the coin? I wonder why.
And amongst humans, when you look throughout history to varying degrees, there are plenty of matriarchies that illustrate this.
No, there isn't. There's like 3 that maybe have a record. I had to look into it. So there's one that exists. It's an African village. It's actually supported by tourism because dopey people like this show up, and it's the women. It's a women's only village and all that. And people, the women's only village, and they get support from outside because they're not working enough for the crops or whatever to feed themselves. And then in the occasional instances where there might have been a female dominated, an actual matriarchy, it never reaches beyond like, what's the word? Not subsistence, like tribal, like truly Neanderthal standards of living. The woman is so stupid. I don't. She looks like she's getting. I think she believes it. I can't really guarantee 100%. I think she actually believes. She is so wedded to the idea of socialism, and she thinks that she figured out, girls, we make the men vote socialism, and then when we claim to give them peen touch, but at the end we don't give them peen touch.
And you didn't name any of them. Why? Because they're no longer around. Guess they weren't so successful, were they?
Every single species on Earth that has defenseless young, as humans do, we have actually the most defenseless young, ends up establishing a form of collective community that cares.
It's called a family. Can you see she's just talking out of her ass? You see, do you girls actually believe this? Like, this is your depth of your arguing?
For one another.
Absolutely correct. And in order for them to succeed, it takes both men and women. And funny how you're going on this little rant in a...
Isn't to say that in matriarchies men never have power or decision making, but it's
no, that is the... you're not turning me into a slave. I'm not working for a matriarchy. I'm not working for a communist state. You either are going to here, and I sure the fuck am not going to work for sex. Women, here's the rule, and men, you should have this rule. Your woman should willingly want to fuck you, and if she doesn't, it's over. That's it. Now, this doesn't mean you can be some degenerate thief who doesn't support himself and all that. You have to become an attractive, stable man. But if your woman doesn't want to have sex, it's over. It's over, because the only way, and even if there is like some kind of transaction involved, they still, okay, you guys in the married world, you guys who've dated girls like this, where they just meet it out. I've known couples like this. Where the sex is so rare and the guy has to do all these things. And the guy has this honey-do list that's super long. I know one guy busted his ass off, working hard, taking care of the kids, perfecting the house and all that. And then maybe you get good boy points. Maybe. No. It should be one of those kids going, let's send the kids over to the neighbors and get a quickie in. That's what it should be. And nothing less. Nothing less. Cappy's, there's not enough women around to go like that. I'm aware. But imagine trying to make this gal have like willing sex, happy, fun sex. What would you have to do? She's all obsessed about the money. I don't even think she's even capable or has an understanding of the concept of love. I don't care how pretty she is. It would be a world worse than being alone. A lot of you guys are like, oh my God, I'm going to be alone. Yeah, that's better than being with this person, being a slave. And the other guys I know were like, it's just me. It's just, I got to peel off this dollar and go, like, that's not even fun. Ladies, there is a comment section below. You can say this woman is crazy, prove us wrong, show us a video where girls are like, you should want to have sex with your man. And if you don't, you're with the wrong man. Show me that. Show me where it is. I got someone advocating literal prostitution. And it's not even that. It's communist prostitution. We got to change up the whole fucking economy. Not just an agreement between two adults behind the closed doors. Nope. We need the nationalization of all assets.
It's only men who have demonstrated that they have the values of the culture and that they do not hoard resources.
Just a lazy sack of shit. Go work up. What happened to strong, independent woman? Go work up your own shit. That's the best gal, when you get a gal who pays for her own shit and she also willingly wants to have sex. Then you're like, well, she don't need me for the money. She got her own money. Oh, she actually likes me. It's a great feeling when a girl actually likes you. You're not like, oh, okay, dear. All right, dear. What's wrong, dear? Walk in. One of the coolest things. I got picked up by the airport by the GF. She did the old raincoat thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, and she has her own money. This is great. This is wonderful. Are you girls like? What do you hate more, work or sex? That's a great question. In your minds, what is more detestable? I'm sure the right guy comes along. Hey, Or is it the same? Sex is work, I guess, isn't it? I suppose it is. Oh, guys, please don't be confused like we were before the internet. Okay, please watch this. Please understand this so you're not confused. All right. I think it's in this book and also the Book of Numbers right here, Better Bachelor Edition. They only have 1/9 the sex drive that you do. This doesn't mean they hate sex, but you guys like sex is like sushi and pizza and chocolate ice cream. It's like, oh, with Rumpelman. It's like, oh. For them, it's like cheese and crackers. It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And not even really good cheese, it's like, the store-bought, whatever, bland Wisconsin cheese they got. Like, yeah, okay. I know what I know. I know. I've known them too. Yes, some are very healthy. They have very healthy sexual appetites. I'm aware. Generally, though, you boys have got to realize how much counter demand there is for what you want. It is 1/9. Comments below if you disagree. You better come with stats because actually, the Book of Numbers is a book full of numbers and stats, and I'd love to see that. You girls could prove it. You could prove me wrong. There could also be like this huge pro-sex. Like, what if we had 2025 was sex year, right? Girls like, yeah, you're right. We actually we're just the same. We want it too. Let's go. Sex year 2025. Girls are going up asking guys, hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, nothing in particular. Can I come over? We have sex with no strings attached just because I like it and it's fun? Well, yeah, come on over. That'd be great. That'd never fucking happen. Because they don't like it as much as you guys to the point they're fucking charging for it and always have been. Unless I'm wrong, comments are available in the section below.
Or break social fabric.
Yeah, that's what Lenin and Marx told the masses was going to be the case also. How'd that work out? 100 million deaths. Mao said it too. How'd that work out? Then cultures you would call patriarchies.
Anyway, which is it? Give up your decision making over resources but have tons of sex, or maintain the status quo.
You're a whore. Right? That was even more black and white than it was before. That's so smug she is. Anyone know who this is? Like, I want to go watch a couple more videos. Like, okay, is she real? Is she just trying to be a agent provocateur? You could tell me I'm wrong. You lady, you don't reflect all women. Thank God. But Dan, you pulled that curtain way back. Way back.
Before I wrap this up, I got to say this. Clearly, in her mind, the one and only thing that women have to offer is sex. She's frankly admitting it because that's what she's holding out as the carrot for men to adopt the matriarchy.
So he's summarizing my observations here as well. It's there. Okay, I could stop sharing that. And then he goes on to make my points. And I'll go back here. So there it is. I just wanted to show that to you. Okay. Hey, lady. Make a video saying, no, I was joking. We're not all prostitutes. You literally know that's what it was, right? I don't judge. I'm like, well, okay, prostitution is fine. I don't care. It's two adults exchanging money. I think most of marriage has been all of that, except there might have been love and the formation of family, but it still was a transactional thing. Rarely, in my book, The Book of Numbers, it's like 4 in 1,000. Where you have that couple that, that old couple. I saw it the other day. Maybe that's 5. I was walking into Walmart on Rapid City over on La Crosse Avenue. Ask them, look it up. And in front of me are this older boomer couple, and they were holding hands. The guy was holding her hand. I was like, oh, look at that. So maybe that's 5. But that true love, it's so rare. I've asked the guy, even did it, why don't couples hold hands no more? Because y'all ain't in love. Because it was always about sex for resources or resources for sex, because criticizing men equally. I'm fine with that. Just fucking admit it. But man, the idiocy. I need my politics on it now. Vote in a socialist state. And then we'll have sex with you. Oh, yeah, you're totally Mother Teresa. I got a better idea. Why don't you girls promise on your deliver on your promise that we've heard since the 1960s about being equal and all? Why don't you read this book, A World Without Men? And I have I can even find you the chart right here. I can even find it. Why don't you make this chart 50-50 once I find it? I got to find it. Oh my goodness, look at all those charts. Boy, if you like charts, this is a good book. There's a spreadsheet here. You won't be able to read it because they're here. When you make that chart 50-50, then you will be true economic equals. You will have contributed on par equivalently to GDP in all industries and professions. If men were to die out, you'd be fine only, and then we can voluntarily hang out with only those we want, right? Right? So how about that? And then you don't need men. And then it's only voluntary. And then, of course, we'd get together and hold hands and sing Kumbaya because, right, we're all interchangeable, right? Girls they're just playing hard to get. They would never use a disparate sex drive to get what they want. Never. Never. I remember idiots long ago trying to argue with me that women like sex just as much as men. And I'd say, okay, why is 98% of prostitution then men paying women? I mean, yeah, there's gigolos, but they're very rare. Well, they just can't get what. If it was equal, right, kind of wash out. We'd have sex year, 2025. Sex year! 2020, coming to America near you. Sex year. The girls are going to say, to get the economy going again, we're going to be nice to guys and get in shape. And we're going to say, hey, what are you doing this afternoon for lunch? And the guy would say, I don't know, nothing. Let's go back to my place and have sex year. And GDP shot up 348% that year, and our problems were solved. Cappy, that would never happen. Why don't we try? That's better than paying criminals to exist. How about we try that? How about Dre's right? Blowjobs per capita. I keep saying, huh? So 2025 would be sexier, and then 2026 would be blowjob year. Let's see what happens to GDP. See if I'm wrong. Sexier. What do I have linked below? I got linked below A World Without Men. This book, an analysis of an all-female economy. Look, ladies, you just go do your own thing. You don't need us. And then the book of numbers, analyzing the ROI on the pursuit of women. What she is saying might be tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but there is, I'd say, 75% authenticity based on numbers and research I've done. For you boys, it's important for you to know the true interest and level of interest women have in you and having sex, because sex is very important to you guys. It's not as important to them. And it often gets you in trouble. Heck, I think a Republican state senator just got busted for propositioning or something like that. I don't know. Guys, I don't care what, they're not that interested. Become the best you can be. Do not enslave yourself for pussy. Work on yourself. Get your finances together. Know the numbers. Know the statistics. Don't get in trouble at work. Don't get in trouble at school. And ladies, at any time you want to come join us in super happy fun time, let us know. And I always welcome the comment section down below. The Molly Ray. I think it's the male Ray. $5 new guy. The eyes are the window to the soul, and within this woman only a void. Yeah, if you look at her, I would not. I'd say like 85% veracity looking at that girl's eyes. Like, nope. Nope, and out of here. Stephen Lewis, 5 Canadian. How much thought do you put towards these women saying outlandish things, looking for popularity, using you and your platform as ever? I acknowledge that, Stephen. I acknowledge that. But then I see real world instances where I'm like, good Lord. Or I see statistics from databases that have nothing to do with the sexes. Or you go on Fresh and Fit, which I know is a obvious selection bias, but you're like, oh my God. And then I have field reports from other guys. Now, if there's a better way, I fully admit that she could be doing this as a LARP. But that's why I'd like to see the video and see what the comment section is like. Cappy, that doesn't I know it doesn't necessarily reflect reality, but what other data do you got to go on? If anything, I'm one of the first to like, hey, this is bullshit. This is clickbait. But it's also them. Additionally, Stefan, your point correct. Not every guy's going to be like me. A lot of guys are going to believe it, and that's going to inform us. So maybe you girls ought to not do this. I can't find a man. Well, maybe if you told women like this to stop putting up such trash. But then again, I'll see something like, maybe it wasn't trash. The male Ray, $5. Reminds me of TFM and his "she'll never love you" vid. She's the epitome of this. Right. I'm not in defense of women. I've known women who are loving and caring, and they're not like this. They're actually capable of love. All right. But to go back to Steven's point, you look at marriages and sex frequency, if you're to believe self-reported, like they're not that. What she's presenting is closer to true than not. Even if there is a touch of theater in there. That does bear out what she presented. Would not surprise me. Well, certainly wouldn't surprise me. I'm sure some women have that in reality. It would not surprise me if women have this undisclosed contract where, well, he better pay for this and I better get resources. And then that's why marriages suck. They suck. They're not good. Most of them fail. Very few. You show me the old boomer couple holding hands like I saw. I haven't seen that in years. Years. Nick Crocodile is €2 from XP. The more you obey, the less PP touched. Yes. What's XP though? The obedience never. No. No. Don't give up your guns. Don't vote in a socialist state. I mean, look at some socialist states. How much sex is going on? Look, okay, I'll say it. The only socialist environments where sex is occurring in your major metros in the United States are within the gay community because they like sex, right? Surprise, 2 guys like sex. Oh my God, but they're gay. They're still guys. So those are the ones having the sex. Whether it's Boys Town in Chicago, the Castro District in San Francisco. I want to know how much heterosexual sex is going on in San Francisco. Like, you get your socialist utopias, how much sex is going on? Because according to her, well, okay, did you vote this? Really? You think some guy, I voted for Hillary, and then he got segs? Drew, $5. DEI bug has hit the CDL sector. I was looking at gas hazmat hauler jobs, and DEI was the first thing the website instead of asking for credentials. Well, then don't apply. You know what you should do, Drew? File a complaint with the Trump administration. I would. Department of Transportation, file a complaint. You'd even do it anonymous. I'm filing this complaint against you. You're going to take that fucking shit down. Not gonna look, guys, you got to fight back. We got them on the run a little bit here now. Don't back off. I made some colorful tweets that targeted Disney about their upcoming shit brown and the 7 Portlanders, although now it's genetically, or not genetically, CGI, computer graphic dwarves. I wish they kept the Portlanders. That would have been fun, man. That would have been fun. The male Ray, $5. She mentions Bonobos. Anyone else got bingo? Is that a common reference? Burbshide, 2 Australian. Apes together, strong banana. Clem Joke, 10 generous dollars. I believe there's a strong correlation between the increasing prominence of women in positions of authority in both public and private sectors and the increasing rate of social decay. I don't know if it's that. I really don't know if it's that. We go to the classic causation versus correlation. I think you should distinguish between liberal and conservative, or liberal and not liberal women, or Democrat women. If you put a Democrat woman in, you put a Democrat man in, their ideology takes over. Women just happen to vote or identify as Democrat leftist more than men do. So I don't think it's women as much as it is liberal women. I mean, go look at the video game industry. You got a bunch of liberal soy boy males, and they're just coming out with crap products. Remember, you got to diagnose the problem correctly. Otherwise, you ain't going to solve the problem. But yeah, by awfuls, affluent liberal white women, oh yeah, nothing good ever came of that. No. Even Lenin and Stalin be like, oh, fuck that group. Holy cow. It's like when you're fighting the Covenant and then the flood come in. You're like, oh my God, we got to join forces here. This is bad. So I wouldn't say it's women in positions of authority. Look, you make the qualifications, you make the qualifications, right? If we had meritocracy, we wouldn't have to have this stupid fucking conversation. But since they put such an emphasis on DEI, yeah, it's make that distinction going forward because it's an important one. Like if you got Ayn Rand in there, all right, I think she'd be a great government worker. You got, I'm trying to think of Candace Owens, all right? Black female. Since you Democrats care about everything that isn't meritocracy. I'm sure she'd be a great stateswoman. I even know a couple gals that work real hard, trades job, but none of them are Democrat. None of them. And then what? Harry Sison, he's going to go, come on. Reed Schwartzer, $5. We've seen how the trick is done. Again, I joked before, but shouldn't we just go back to buying women? Getting sex is too costly it's going to happen. And it is happening digitally through OnlyFans. You have the girlfriend experience now. That's the most sought after rental service in Vegas right now. You've always had to pay for it through time at minimum. I mean, girls had to pay for it with their time too. Everyone had to invest their time. Men usually had to invest some kind of money. There's also time spent at the gym for both people if you're into that. But yeah, generally you have to pay for it. You always did. And that's fine. It's okay. But it's a private transaction. It's not like, oh, we're going to get the government now. We have a Marxist utopia. Now you get laid. See, if you just voted Democrat, now you get it's on par. It's akin to the sex strike. A Republican gets elected or some anti-abortion law gets passed, and then we're not sleeping with the men. Like, no one was sleeping with you girls anyway. I mean, it's the exact same thing. I didn't get what I want. Well, I'm withholding sex. How childish and acknowledging of you. Just tell me what the economics is. Just tell me what it is. Your behavior just told me the purest genetic definition. I know the genetic economic. I know the at the genetic level what the economic situation is here. If you don't get what you want, you'll cut off the sex because men want sex. And the party that has less interest is the one with the power. And you have some have no problems. Well, we're cutting it off and you're not getting any. Right, that's right. When Hillary lost, and everyone we're not sleeping with our husbands. We can't, if we can't be guaranteed. Who would want to marry that? Who would want to be with that? If the person that doesn't get elected, the guy I presumably love, I'm not going to fuck anymore. These are not people you want to be with. They aren't. Forget the politics. These are people you don't want to be with. Potato sauce, $5 Australian. It seems like more and more women are getting worried their backup plans are disappearing faster than they thought. I don't know. I don't think no. People are starting to know. We're talking our normies, plus or minus one standard deviation, okay? The vast majority of people are just, times are tough, and they're looking for an easy explanation. Elon, Trump, Biden. I don't think girls are like, hey, wait a second. I read A World Without Men. And did you know that when it comes to infrastructural industries, men are about 96%? And if we don't have men, I looked into this and I did a study, and that's why I decided to major in chemical engineering. No. When I see girls starting to major in the trades or hit the gym or major in engineering or accounting, then I'll believe they recognize oh, shit. Then I'll believe it. But in the meantime, now girls are dropping out of college. That's good. But it's still something like 85% of the degrees that women major in are pointless, fruffy, froofy-froo. So I don't think they're aware. If they were aware, they'd be like, ooh, I better learn how to change oil, or I better learn how to do some HVAC or whatever it is. Emmanuel Bang, $2. But Cappy, they say you can't put a price on love. Some group of people, I won't say which half, certainly do. Dude, I'll tell you the story again. Girl that was just a friend of mine, but we liked each other sexually, but never wanted to date each other, and was a great friends with benefits thing. She just came over one time. Hey, can I come over and sober up? I'm like, yeah. Comes over, we smash. She gets up. I'll never forget. She's wrapping up her dress again. She put on her thigh highs because she liked me a little bit. And she says, you're always a good time, Clary. And then she left. Like, that's someone who just wants to make you happy. Maybe she liked me too. Maybe I don't know. There was a girl that might have liked sex once in a blue moon. There was no price. It was mutual. It was fun. No one was hurt. Everyone had a good time. There was none of this, where are you going? And then she found a good guy, fell in love. Now she got kids and all that. Good time, Claire. You're like, oh, so you like hanging out? Oh, that was like coming over and playing video games, but it was sex. It was great. Oh, this is can't have that. Oh God, no. Don't take the girls to the girly cupcake store. They might be happy. You might be happy too. We can't have that. Let's have Marxism. Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap, $2. Dear Cappy, I'm straight, but I'm a gahay for you. Thank you, Elon. Thank you. At least somebody likes me. Drew, $2. Portland NBA team is the Portland Street Shitters. All right. Hang on. Let's look up the Portland Portland WNBA team. Let's look them up. What's the name? It is the I don't know if they got a name. There's a lot of links to it. Name. What's the name? The Portland Rain. Oh, God, no. Because it rains a lot in Portland, but it's called the Portland Rain, like they rain over things. I don't know why they're losing $50 million a year. All right, that's it. I told you all the books are linked below. We'll see you guys later. Subscribe to Dan's channel. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.